Hey, what's up, you guys? Shartimus Prime here, doing another Marvel Legends toy review on Marvel Legends Rhino from the Fearsome Foes 5-pack. This is an incredible figure, I just have to say. This is definitely one of my favorite Marvel Legends of all time. I just think this guy is awesome as hell. That whole 5-pack actually is really cool. It comes with Vulture, Lizard, Carnage, and Spider-Man. So, if you guys get a chance to pick that up, if you're a Spider-Man fan and you're collecting Marvel Legends, you gotta get that 5-pack. It is incredible. The Lizard, that's the best Lizard figure that's out there, I think. The Vulture is just dead on. That's the only Vulture that exists, and there's actually a few of there's actually two other Rhino figures that are out there that Toy Biz made. There's a Spider-Man Classics Rhino, pre-Marvel Legends that came out, which is a little bit shorter. I don't have that figure to do a comparison with. I wish I did, but I just don't think he's as cool as this one. He's got like I think he's got like shoulder pads or something. I can't remember straight, but like he does have like these bands with like these weird circly knobs in it, and I don't know. I just felt like that didn't capture the likeness right. Then there's the Ultimate Rhino, which captures the likeness of Ultimate Rhino. But if you're looking for just a straight up regular Rhino figure, this guy is the one to get. I mean, this is just dead on. He is perfect, and he's big too. I mean, he's a big ass fucking figure. He's really cool. Not so heavy though, which is kind of weird. You'd think that he'd be a lot heavier than he is, but when you hold him, he's I don't know. I feel like there's some hollow parts inside him, but regardless, I just think this is a very impressive figure. Toy Biz could have really taken an easier route and just made him all just a solid gray, but there's a lot of detail in this thing. First off, like throughout the whole figure, he has these indentations to really replicate rhino skin. I mean, it's just really, really cool how they did this, where he's got all these lines going throughout the whole figure on every part of it. He's got these lines, and they're not drawn on there. You could take your fingernail and go across it. You could feel all the grooves and indentation throughout the whole figure. Very, very cool. I like how you give him this little hump on the back, very rhino-like, you know. Um, I just think the likeness on this thing is dead on. They even got the face there, you know, and they gave him blue eyes, so he has blue eyes right there. I can't remember right if the character is supposed to have blue eyes, but I'm gonna assume so. And they even got the little rhino eyes on the side right there, which is very cool, also. And then the paint detailing on this thing is off the hook too, because it's just, I mean, it's gray. He's all gray, but he's got a lot of black shading, and there's also this fine beige shading that's also in there that you kind of have to look for, but it is there. Um, I see it. A good spot I see it is like on the top of the thigh right here. On the back, it's there too. You can see they kind of fucked up a little bit. There's like this paint stroke that goes up the back like that. You could kind of see it, right? So that's like a little fuck up. And then, like as I see more of these things, I learn more about the Marvel Legends. When I was at Solid Snake My Pants' house, I saw his Fearsome Foes Rhino, and the paint job was a little different. His was painted just a little bit darker, so I could tell that. I was like, oh wow, dude, like this is darker than my Rhino. It's just different, which is really cool because Toy Biz really, took a lot of attention to each of their figures individually, which I think is awesome as hell. But yeah, so like I said, like the face has classic Toy Biz shading in it, you know, good flesh tones and everything. The horns are actually have their own paint detailing. They're this yellow color, and it fades to gray at the bottom of the horns. Very cool. Um, his nails are this brownish, yellowish color, which I think is cool. They even got the nails colored, and same thing with the toes. His rhino toes are got their own color in there also. So I think that's really badass. Yeah, I just think he's just awesome. Like even if he wasn't articulated at all, like if it was more of like a McFarlane type of figure, I just think he would be cool just as is. I just think he's just really, really perfect. I think they got the likeness down, and the size is awesome as hell, and everything. The articulation is a little lacking though. A little disappointed in the articulation, but not a big deal. I could still do a lot with him. It's just kind of tricky. I wish the head was a little bit more posable. I wish you could move his head down a little bit more and up a little bit more, but you know, it goes up that much, goes down that much, so it's not that bad. It's not much to really complain about, but still, this the extent like this extended groove right here made me think that I could tilt the head a lot further back than I could, but it's not bad. I'm not, that's not a serious complaint. Moves side to side just fine and everything. He has these shoulder joints right here. So you can see like the big hole right there. Shoulder joint moves up and down. Bicep joint. He does have single jointed elbows, which is kind of weak. So I wish he had double jointed elbows. He has a wrist joint right here, and then the fingers do move individually, which is pretty cool. I like fingers that can move individually. Even though for this particular figure I haven't really made any use of that. I always have his fingers closed like he's in a charging pose, so his fists are always closed like that. But if you wanted to, you can get him to hold Spidey's ankle or something, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can get him to grip his neck, but you can, get him around an ankle or wrist or some shit like that. So, it's pretty cool. I like having that. He does have a little bit of an awkward torso joint. It's not a typical Toy Biz torso joint. This kind of reminds me more like a Hasbro diaphragm joint where it spins, but it doesn't necessarily move forward and back. You can move it forward and back a little bit. So it moves that much forward, moves that far back. So that's not really that flexible for a torso joint. But it does turn around, and he does have the waist joint to go with it as well, which is cool. But I wish this was a little bit more movable. Not that big of a deal though. He has these ball joints right here in his waist, moves up and down nicely, side to side. He's got double jointed knees, very cool. Needed double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. His ankle moves up and down well, and he does have toe joints right there. He does not have a swivel for the calf joint. His ankle cannot move side to side on its own, which kind of sucks. That's probably the more disappointing part of his lack of articulation. But you know what? I mean, if you're gonna like sacrifice articulation to provide excellent paint work and really capture the likeness 100% like that, then it's forgivable for me. You know what I mean? I'm willing to give and take. As far as the figures go. If they're taking away articulation so it looks a little bit closer to like the comic, then I'm down. But I just think this guy is fucking incredible, dude. Just give him another 360. I just think he's so cool. It really looks like, Rhino's hide. I really like it. And he's tall too. Compared to Quicksilver, you know. So he's, a lot taller than Quicksilver, so, he looks pretty mean. Good Rhino height. And then all 5 of those figures in that Fearsome Foes 5-pack came with these little coaster things. I don't really know what they're for. And I don't really like the artwork on them. It looks really cartoony, I guess. But I guess you could just, they're cool to have. I never use these in any of my displays, and I'm not going to have like Rhino standing with both of his legs straight up like that. And Rhino does have these hole pegs at the bottom of his feet, by the way. So you could fit him in there. Like, he'll stand and everything, but it's not really that cool. I don't know, just having the legs straight up and down like that. I'm not really even trying here. Yeah, there you go. So there he is. Like, did they intend us to, are we supposed to set him up like this? I guess if you want it to be more like a statue. But no, I like to have mine in action poses and whatnot, so take advantage of the articulation they give us, But yeah, that's all I got to say about this figure. He is badass, and I really think that Fearsome Foes 5-pack is definitely, to me, it's the best Toy Biz box set that you guys can get. So if you get a chance, grab that whole thing. It is phenomenal. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.